Good evening and welcome. Yeah, it's all jittery. It's because Daisy's come home and she's massively nuking the internet at the moment. She's downstairs, probably Roblox. She's got Roblox, YouTube, and whatever else on, and she's just absolutely destroying the stream speed. But we don't care. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our live stream. Our first guest of the year and special guest of the year.
Hey, come on.
Be serious. We held it for you. The big man's in the house. Aubrey's here. Aubrey's here to cheer you all up. Apparently, he's run a marathon. You would never guess from his get-up.
No, sorry, what?
Apparently, he ran a marathon or two, but I don't know if anyone knew. Oh, sorry, was it 50? I don't know if they could see that. Mind you, Aubrey, you've got to remember, this is a podcast.
Yeah, but you can describe what's going on here. I'm not messing around, Chris. I need people to know that we're coming around with some credibility.
Yeah. This is it. He's now a marathon runner. Again, he's not here to make up the numbers.
No.
Aubrey's in the house. Firstly,
absolutely.
If you've not met Aubrey, you need to, and you need to subscribe to his YouTube channel, Aubrey's Running. It's an absolute gem of a hideaway on YouTube for any of you running people out there. Hopefully most of you have bumped into him, found him, seen him, or heard him. But yes, please make sure you haven't, if you haven't already, follow him. Aubrey, we've got to do a bit of housekeeping first, if that's all right, before we get into
let's do everything. Hey, you know what? At some point though, let me also do the same on what you've done. I always tell everyone, there was a time when I started doing this thing, and there are a few people that wrap their arms around me and supporting what I'm doing. When you're done with the housekeeping, throw it back at me so I can then give them the same. What you've done to me, a few things.
Okay. It's a real easy one tonight, actually, because all I want everyone to do is go over to my Instagram at FORDY_runs, because we've teamed up with Start Fitness, who are giving away an unbelievable prize. They're giving out, you'll like this, and you've probably entered. It actually, no, because you don't need to. You're an influencer. No, listen, be serious. We've got to be serious tonight. I'll get told off. Right. So Start Fitness are giving away, listen to this, Aubrey. Be serious. This is a good present. 400 quid's worth of Adidas get up, right? Plus a Manchester Marathon place and a personalised training plan with me. But
there you go.
400 quid's worth of Adidas stuff. You think that is a lot of gear. And you get the marathon place for Manchester. That's a good price. Be fair, isn't it?
No, that honestly, like, okay, we might not be serious for the rest of this conversation, but that is a serious giveaway.
Yeah, that's in fair. Got to give Start Fitness some love for coming up. I said to them, look, guys, start of the year, let's do a giveaway. Bosh, have some of that, 400 quid in a marathon place. I was like, oh, okay. I thought pair of trainers would do.
Absolutely.
Yeah, unbelievable. Absolutely. So fair play to them. So get over to my Instagram at FORDY_runs, and you'll see the post. Get in there, share it with everybody, guys, because honestly, that's a great prize. Even if you just walk about the marathon, win your 400 pound worth of car. Do you know what I mean? It's a great prize. We're getting some love in the chat. So if you are joining us, we record these things live because we're stupid. So make sure you get into the questions and comments section on the live stream and ask Aubrey anything you want. In particular, has he run a marathon recently? Be interesting to know. So just get in there and ask away, and we'll work our way. If you're new around here, we tend to work our way through the questions through the evening as we get on, and that's how we tend to roll around. So yes, I'm just going to say good evening to everybody. Thanks for joining us. We'll come back and we'll dive in there. But yes, Aubrey. So over to you, big boy. How are you doing?
Wait, can you see my hat?
Does it say? What does it say? Is that New York Marathon on there?
I ran a marathon.
Did you?
Yeah. But this one might get hot, Chris. This one.
Don't get hot.
Yeah, no. This one might. Can you see this one?
Is that, what does that say? TCS something or other? Is that?
Yeah.
Did you run a marathon in New York as well?
Yeah.
Did you?
I did. I was getting hot. I was getting hot in this top though.
Hold on. Take that top. Don't get hot, bruv. Don't get hot. It's not worth it. He's taking his top off now.
Yeah, I was getting hot, Chris.
Yeah, you're getting hot. Oh, what's that around your neck, Aubrey? We've lost his sound.
Hold on.
He's trying to be clever and he's lost his sound.
Look, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now, bruv. But I won't know what's around your neck.
Oh no, just a necklace.
Oh,
Just
that's
the necklace.
is that marathon medal?
Yeah, this one was the second one though, Chris.
Oh, you won two, did you?
Yeah. I ran this where I got this one. I don't know if
Oh,
you can see it clear. Yeah,
just is that the 50th Berlin Marathon?
yeah, that's the one. That's the
Oh,
one.
you ran them, did you?
Yeah, yeah, and
Mm.
met you with that afterwards. But I also ran it. You know that guy Thomas from Believe in the Run.
I've heard of him.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
that's
something
fucking good.
interesting,
Yeah,
and all seriousness, right? Do you
yeah,
think, because he won't listen to this, do you think, and
yeah.
he reminds me strongly, take your medals off, of Bruce Springsteen. He's got that sort of Bruce Springsteen, I'm the boss vibe about him,
Yeah,
don't
the
you think?
swag about him. I hear you. I hear you.
It's the way he sort of just, I don't know, struts about. He's got that
Absolutely.
aura. Do you know what
No,
I mean?
no. Yeah, fully with you. Fully with you. Wait, you know what? Chris? Before you start doing what you normally do on here in the comments as well, do you know what? I was thinking about it.
Mm.
Um, and this is what I started on the first thing. Me, I like to give people their flowers whilst they can still smell them. Not wait till we hear you've kicked the bucket and then we start, oh, he was such a nah. I'll tell you right now. So back in the early days, I had first started doing this thing, and there weren't many people that were being supportive, you know? And you kind of just started advising me and telling me certain things. And I'll always tell the story of, mate, stop worrying about what these brands are doing. They'll come to you. And I thought about it, and there are certain channels that I watch, not because, and don't get annoyed at me saying this, not because you're a great YouTuber and all this kind of stuff, but there aren't many channels that do what they do and bring a whole raft of a community behind them. That's why I like Believe in a Run. Like you go to a Believe in a Run event, you would think Donald Trump's rocked up. What you do, um, in seeing. Like I can't remember when I went to a UK running event and there weren't some neon lights 40 runs t-shirts. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, I
to me,
appreciate it.
to kind of be friends with you, my man, it's honestly a privilege to just say you're my friend outside of all of this stuff. Because
Yeah.
we talk some stuff that shouldn't be disclosed,
Don't mention
And
it.
absolutely. And that to me is why my answer is, mate, say what time you need me on, I'll be here because, mate, you're amazing at what you do, and you need to be told that.
Come on, stop it now. Stop it. They'll all be grabbing their Kleenex, but no, I
Yeah.
appreciate it. And honestly, I said to Aubrey, come on, let's get together. Yeah, straight away he was here. So he's just a top man. Please, if you're not following him at all, you've got to, because it's genuine stuff. And I enjoyed your video today, by the way, that you put out. Really, I also I commented because I like seeing Chris in it. I know he's your cameraman. But I love Chris. I love Chris from Here We Are Running.
Yeah.
Big shout out to him as well, who's been on here. And actually, I might get Chris back on because I just like spending time with him. He's a really nice guy. He's one of the good ones. Again, no BS. It's just a good guy. So yeah, I enjoyed that video. So good shout.
Thank you very much.
Good shout on that.
It's the whole series. Back to what I'm saying. You kind of grounded into me. Just focus on what you're doing. Everyone else will find you, everyone else. And I think that's what I've gone back to. I was honest enough in saying I did kind of get caught up a little bit in trying to stay with what everyone's doing and all this kind of stuff. But just like you told me, man, just stay in your lane. Whoever needs to find you will find you. And I just thought, you know what, it's time to just sort of share my challenges, share the things I celebrate, and just focus on family life and telling my running story the way it is, So thank you very much for that. I do appreciate your feedback, your messages in the background, and even the comments on the video. So thanks for that.
No, I just love it. I just love what you do, bro. I love what you do. But yeah, let's get into it a little bit.
Yeah.
I tell you actually, before and guys, thanks to everybody who's joining us. I'll just give you a bit more time. Get into the comments, get your questions in. We will go through every single one of them, okay? So we're not going to cut corners tonight. But I am going to start off tonight because Aubrey and I were having actually a convo before we came on here about Cooper running apps in general. Because Aubrey, I mean, you're sitting here, but you're training for the London Marathon with the guys at Cooper. If you don't know, I love Cooper. If you go over to fordyruns.com/Cooper, you can get 20% off and a 2-week free trial, okay? We absolutely love Cooper at 40 Runs. It's our partner in terms of training training app for the club. Obviously, 40 Runs Running Club is the biggest in the country. It's our official training app, but it's also the official training app of the London Marathon and Brighton Marathon and loads of other, right? It's great. It's a great app. It's run by great people, which is why we partnered up with them, because it sits into that everyday runner ethos in which we're heavily involved in. But how's your experience with Cooper as somebody who's now using it, who was using Runner but now using Cooper?
Yeah.
How's your experience?
Yeah. So a lot of the times, usually, and I'll just be blunt with you, Chris, most people, when they look at two views that might be competitors, they will trash one and love the other, or stuff like that. I love Runner.
Okay.
I love Runner. One thing that's really cool about Runner is the way their brand works. I love how cool they are. They're very futuristic and all this kind of stuff. So no faulting that. With Cooper, and just out of transparency, you recommended it to me, and I said, yeah, I'll give it a go. But in the back of my mind, I thought, you know what, it would be good to do a comparison and give a review of both. So what's the pluses and minuses of both? So what I like about Cooper, that I'm using it, is two things. I want to say two things because I still have a long way to go. The first thing is, when it told me my easy runs, it gave me a number. Now, I'm not as advanced in my running, but if you tell me easy pace and you leave it to me to decide, I don't know, conversational. Well, conversational one day is not conversational tomorrow. What Cooper does is it gives you your zone 2 or easy pace in a number. So I like that. The other thing, and that's what I was telling you, I was thinking, you know what? Because I'm a 2-time season marathoner now.
Have you run a marathon? I didn't realize.
Come on. Twice. Anyway, so I'm thinking, right, Berlin, I was going to do 3 runs per week because I just needed to do the distance. Because I'm a 2-time season marathoner now, I'm going to do 4 runs, 5 runs, right? So I go into my Cooper app and I tell it 4 runs. I start week 1 and it's telling me I've got 3 runs. I'm like, wait, no. So I delete that plan and go in again. I said 4. And then week 1, week 2, it's giving me 3 runs. It's only when I looked ahead and it actually showed me in week 4 is when my 4 runs were starting, because the heart of it is a slow progression.
Right.
When I was doing Runner, it was challenging me to go quickly. It was challenging me to push myself. It gives you a prediction of what it thinks you should be able to do by the end of the training plan, which could work for some people. They just need to kick up the butt to get going. But my style of running, especially with my time limitations, I find the slow progression to be better, because going into this coming week is the first time I'm doing 4 runs per week. And that I like about that slow progression. 2
interesting takeaways for me is a coaching hat on. Firstly, the one question I get asked probably more than anything else from, let's say, new runners is, how do I know what my easy pace is? So that's a good box ticked from Cooper, I would say, to anybody who's doing that. And the other thing that I've seen, again, I've not used Runner, so I can't comment. And this is based on feedback that I've received and comments, and I'll come on to that just in a second, is that they predict your time based on your 5K time.
No, you asked a different kind of distances you've done. Right. So it might be a 10K. What was your 10K? Okay. What was your last? We think you can then do this, and then the training plan is built on that.
Yeah, again, I don't know, but it's doing it a slightly different way to that I would necessarily do. There was we was chatting about this bit. There's a video, and I can't remember actually, I'm going to give the guy a shout out because it was a really good video, and he did a video about why he's stopped using Runner. And again, this is not anti-runner, by the way. Yeah, if you go into the comments of this video, there's some real positive stuff about it. Yeah. So again, this is not anti-runner. But what was interesting was, this guy's Run SDJ. Why I'm not renewing my Runner subscription after a year. The comments, if you're thinking, the reason I mention is, if you're thinking about getting one of these running apps, have a look at the comments. That's all I would say. And it's a similar sort of thing to what Aubrey was saying. It's just a little bit more toned down, a little bit more adaptable for, let's say, everyday runners. Again, there's positive stuff on there about runner, and there's so it's a good balanced thing. I just thought it was interesting, the comments that are coming up about the different apps in general. I say we're big fans of Cooper. For me, I just think, you know, anybody, if it's good enough for the London Marathon, it's good enough for me. But no, it's interesting. It'll be interesting, Aubrey, to see how your journey progresses on the app, and that's the you know, that's the great thing about what you're doing, and, you know, publicizing it on your channel. You're giving people a real feel of what it's like to train on one of these apps. And you know, and what the outcome is effectively.
Absolutely. I think for me, I'm not gonna side with one. I'm just gonna transparently share what I see. I'm not being paid. I don't have a view. But I just think each one will work differently with a lot of people. But where I am in my running journey, having used Runner, currently using Cooper, only 4 weeks, about to start my 5th week.
Yeah.
There's pluses in my type of running with Cooper. So I'd recommend people check out both.
Yeah, it's interesting. Fletch just commented, Big Fletch. And he's been used. He's a big fan of Cooper. He's been using it. Obviously, he's battled back from having cancer. And he's coming back, and he ran under an hour in a 10K. It's unbelievable. Like if you look at what he's done since he's come back from his diagnosis. And he loves Cooper. So, you know, it's interesting. It's an interesting thing. I wanted to pick your brains on it because, as I said, you're transparently documenting your journey using it. So I thought it'd be worth diving in. But let's get into the questions and comments, because it's great that everybody joins us live. If you are joining us live, get your questions, get your comments in, and we'll pick them up as we go. Mick is here. Mick joins us every week, Aubrey, and picks how long we're going to be on. Every week, he's right. I always opt for 30 minutes. Mick always comes in with a different time, and guess what? I usually do what he says. He's telling you all to make sure you smash that subscribe button. It's a good job. So Ian's getting a bit. The frost, the north is starting to warm up. Okay, let's just. Wow, hello from Sydney. We've got people dialing in from Sydney. People are loving your the backdrop, Aubrey. People are loving that.
We talked about that. We talked about that. Just out of transparency, this is not my room.
On the pod, he's got a Marvel background. So just so you know. Okay, so just so you know. Carry on. Right. Two Sedge Glenn. A lot of love for your channel, Aubrey. Okay. Gary's asking. Now, this is interesting because you've got these. What is the difference between the Super Blast 1 and the Super Blast 2? Now, before you answer that, did you run in Super Blast 1?
That's what I was going to say. So I wouldn't be your best person to answer it, just out of transparency. But I do have a view, and I feel like I might lose subscribers if I answer it.
No, but, give it. Oh,
for the hype. Oh, wait. Actually, you know Matt Nashy on the run, Matt Nash, who always chooses. He might kill me. He might hunt me down and kill me for saying this.
Yeah.
But I don't get the hype.
No, you know what? And and that's what I love about YouTube, in the respect of everybody's opinions different. I love that. I love the fact that, and I always pronounce his channel wrong. What's his name?
Sagasu running.
Yeah, last year I saw a video about his shoe of the year was the Adidas Supernova Rise. Yeah,
right.
Again, a totally random shoe, and it just works for him, and that's what I love about everybody's opinions different. And I did a video. It's not out yet. I filmed it this weekend about like the fact of a shoe. You know, if you're slightly bigger, you may be slightly more heel biased, and that sort of stuff. Everything's going to work differently. The foams will work differently for everybody, right? So that's why it's great to check out a similar runner to you on YouTube, and then you can sort of, you know, don't get me wrong, you might follow somebody because you think they're funny or whatever they cock about, but if you're looking for more interest in the reviews, then always, you know, for example, and I love Ben Parks, absolutely love his channel. I think what he stands for. There's no point me looking at what Ben says about a shoe because
Yeah.
I'll just about do that in the half. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But
yeah,
so it's, you know, it's I coach. I was just with him now. I coach a guy who's looking to run under 230 at London in this year. His favourite shoes are like the Adios and you know those sort of Puma Liberate, and is his what he's looking for in a shoe is totally different to what I'm looking for, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
anyway, my point is with the Super Blast gone off thing is I think what you're saying is right. The Super Blast can be a little bit sloppy when at certain paces. The foam comes alive when you lean on it a bit, and if you're not sort of pushing it a little bit more than it needs to, it can be cumbersome. It can be a little bit further than you expected, and it can leave you a little bit underwhelmed. And I get what you're saying. I actually get what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
But I think the more you get into that shoe in terms of, and it might be a shoe to hold on to when you get later in your plan. I don't know what your plan looks like, and you're putting like sort of goal pace work into your plan. That's where the shoe will come alive.
I hear you, Chris. But I can think of honestly,
He's still not. He's still not having it.
I can think of 3, 4 pairs of shoes
Give
that
them to
play
me.
around that same park. So here is
Give them.
if we say the criteria is 40 plus, yeah, 40 mil stack height plus. If
Okay.
we talk of the same weight range, because of how I run, because
Yeah.
of I'm very much it's either needs to be this way or it needs to be that way. So this is why this donut can run a marathon in the Mall V5 because I've decided that's going to be. I just need to get through this marathon. If I'm going to kick some pace into it, there's a question on there. Big Fletch is asking what my thoughts are on the Pro 4s. That's when I mean business. That now in the middle here, I found I'd rather go with the Mag Max.
Great shoe.
I'd rather go with the Glycerin Max from Brooks. I'd rather go with.
I get it.
I tell you what, the Neo Vista, great. The Neo Zen, and Mizuno's not messing around. The Super Blast, absolutely great shoe. I just didn't. You know when you. It's like you go to some secondary school back in the day, and everyone's talking about this one girl. Oh, but there's this one girl, bro. I was like, oh, you mean that one over there? No, no, no. I haven't seen her yet. That one. Then she comes on. Wait, hold on. But I prefer that one over there. That, you know, I just didn't.
No, but I tell you, I've got some good news to temper this. You've just gained another subscriber because Speed Goat is same as you, and he would now be subscribing. If he could subscribe all his email accounts, you'll be at 50,000 subscribers because he loves anybody who doesn't agree with the Super Blast conclusion. So there you go. You've got a new subscriber. Right, Matt Nash, talking to Matt Nash. Matt Nash, if you're new to the stream, he gives it again. Thanks to everybody who's joining us. Get your questions, get your comments in. But Matt Nash, bless him, every week gives us a really good question. Okay. Some weeks you can be like, oh, I've actually got to answer a sensible question, but they're very good. So here we go. So the Matt Nash question, we still need a jingle. With regard to your YouTube channels, so it's directed at both of us, the videos you put out and the styles of content you have either of you learned or taken inspiration from each other? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
let me start with this one. So I think Matt, the one thing that I started with in terms of giving Chris's flowers, I realized something. It's very good. It's okay to have X million subscribers. It'll sound very cheesy to say, but I've met some of the people that have watched my channel, liked them, commented, but I've met them in real life. Well, I say all of that to say, to me, you're only as impactful as the community you bring with you. So for me, I ran a 10K event the other time, paced a guy who just watched my channel. That translation of someone just watching your channel to them being in real life with you, that community around, I think it's something that I picked up on Chris's channel very early on, and I really enjoy it. From the panel that's normally on the lives, on the podcasts, it's so good to see that. And in your wrap up video, Chris, I love how you said, actually, I like doing these events with my friends. That's a heavy word because as much as as YouTubers, social media people like to look popular, it can be a very lonely space when you actually have people that you can actually, you know what are you doing today? I'm actually going to spend time with this person, and they're actual friends. That's precious. So for me, a translation of what all of this is to a real life in-person community is something that you pick up on 40 Runs channel,
Oh,
and I
bless
like
you.
that.
Yeah, I mean, I love running with my mates, or as I've been called in other channels, my entourage, jealous pricks. Uh,
Yeah.
they can all jog on. But yeah, no, I'm lost without my friends. But thank you for that. In terms of Aubrey, I think what Aubrey's done, and I'd love to see, and I tell you what, I think it's brilliant, is when I see other channels doing stuff that Aubrey was doing a year ago. You know what I'm saying, didn't you? You know exactly what I'm saying.
Don't open
Yeah,
this
no,
can
we
of
ain't.
worms.
But I just think that when Aubrey came onto the scene, um, the quality of, so I'm not somebody who particularly enjoys what's the best way to describe it? So I've always said it. I'm not, YouTube's not my focus. The club, the community is my focus, right? This is an output for my neurodivergent brain. But I think what I also enjoy doing is the creative concept of making videos, and what that involves. And I'm trying to improve all the time because I have no background, no background at all. I started working in the city
Mhm.
of London when I was like 17 on a trading desk. So I never had any teachings. I fell out of school, fell out of college. So I never had any grasp in terms of making videos, using cameras and that sort of stuff. So it's all self-taught. I enjoy the art of creating videos now, and I'm trying as somebody who has a channel, and I will be developing this in terms of myself learning, in terms of making better actual videos, doing less and making more. Um, and the
Mhm.
reason I mention that is because your channel, your editing, your skills in that side of things, even today's video shows highlights how it can be done well. And that's what I enjoy watching Aubrey's videos. The content, yeah, whatever. It's actually in terms of the actual, what you're saying about the shoes is not for me. I'm there
Yeah.
because I'm enjoying. I make videos. I understand the editing process, the thought process, the storyboards, the
Right.
scripting that he's done, all the effort that he's gone into think about that video. Even the moment when his daughter picked something up today and he said, "No, put it back down." All that real life beauty that was on offer there is what I enjoy, and that's what I've learned from his channel is that there is absolutely so much more to learn and so much more to do. And so that's why watching somebody like Aubrey's channel is what is great. But it does make me laugh that I see people doing stuff that he was doing a while ago. It's quite amusing. Anyway, we'll move on from that. I'm meant to be. This is going to blow your mind, Aubrey. We got somebody watching who's in Hawaii.
Mhm.
Aloha. That's pretty
Oh,
mad, isn't it? That's pretty mad, isn't it, bro?
and
Uh,
Don Jr.
Gary's
Thank you
talking
for
about
that.
it again. Just so if you've joined us late, we're doing a big giveaway on my Instagram at 40_runs with Start Fitness. We're giving 400 quid's worth of Adidas kit away, which is a lot, and a marathon place and a training plan. So make sure you get over there. What's this, Mick? I met Aubrey at the Winter 10K. What a year he's had. He's traveled more miles than Hayden and Marissa. Yeah, probably has, because apparently he's run a couple of marathons. I'm not sure if he's mentioned that.
It's what I do nowadays. Just an elite two-time
He's
season
not there to
marathoner,
muck
Chris.
about. Chris Smith, I really struggle with zone 2 running. Can't stay in zone 2. Can I use my indoor bike for zone 2 to get the same benefits? Yeah, I mean, it's cardio, isn't it? So you're cross training. Absolutely. I mean, I would try and understand when you say you're struggling to get zone 2. Have you set your zones? Have you found your zones? Have you done any effort? And I don't mean to be disrespectful. Are you using that off of a watch? How have you calculated those zones? How are you monitoring it? Because if you're training to heart rate, in an ideal world, you're using some form of additional monitor with a little bit more detail to it. Watches are good, but they only go so far. So if you're training to that level, I would strongly invest in something like that. And then again, set your zones and stuff like that. So Aubrey, Adam here from Thetford. Top 3 trainers of 2024. Jesus. And top 3 trainers of most hyped for. Okay, 2024. Give me your favorite trainer of 2024.
I chose Neo Vista from
Nice.
Mizuno.
Yeah, I like it. You
Yeah.
get it for 150 quid at Start Fitness at the moment. And then top, let's say 1 or 2 shoes that you're hyped about 20 for 25.
I'll tell you what. Actually, this is a good one because you're also a 9.5, and if you feel like letting me have a go in it, let me know. Uh, the second Saucony
Oh,
Endorphin Elite. Honestly, that midsole looks like a dream. And I'm a big
yeah,
Adidas
yeah.
fanboy at the moment. Anything Adidas,
Mm-hmm.
I'm in. But I'm not too pleased with their marketing and release plan on the Evo SL, the Pro 4s,
Mm-hmm.
what they've done with that. But with the general public, when you guys get to experience the Evo SL, um, not because, and I only say that because of the comment you showed up before that said £400, that's only 2 pairs of trainers in
Mm,
today's money. Actually, the Evo SL, say what you like of it, but
mm,
£130,
mm,
that's mad, So I'm excited for everyone else to try that because that's put a lot of pressure on things like the Neo Zen being
mm,
130, the Nova Blast 5 135. For me, I like to just see because whilst I'm a shoe nerd, your normal person's got serious priorities to contend with in life and not afford £200 shoes. So if you're going to £130, I'm up for that. So I think for me, it would have to be the Neo Zens, the Evo SL, simply
Fair
because of
enough. I've
price.
got an absolute banger that I'm not going to tell anyone about from Adidas that I think is one of the best shoes you can buy at the moment, and it's £100, and I'm not telling anybody. And it's not the Eve, and it's not the SL. I'm just putting it out there. I'm gonna put some. Yeah, look at him. Look, he's thinking about it. He's thinking. He does. No one will get it until the video comes out because it's honestly it's such a great show, and it's taken me by a complete surprise. Uh, so
All right.
I'll let you all ponder that one. Aubrey, what do you like to do? I think I know this to relax away from running and running content. I think I know this, but you go.
Yeah. So I think there's a lot of things that I think would be a typical thing to say. Like spending time with my
Hmm.
kids is
Hmm.
high up there, but that's a typical thing to say for me being a dad, and I shouldn't take it for granted because not all
No.
dads will give you that response. But I feel like everything else that I do kind of belongs to someone else. So, for example, I work a
Yep.
full-time job that makes me belong to an employer. I'm a fiance. Part of my time belongs to my fiance, my children. The one thing that I have for me, and this is why I guess the content looks like it does, is I actually enjoy making videos,
Yeah.
you know? And so when I'm just chilling, I'm thinking, what
Yeah. Yeah.
video, what can I do with this?
That creative process.
So I would say that.
Yeah. Yeah. Good.
Absolutely. It's an amazingly excellent outlet for a lot of steam, a lot of anxieties you hold. It's just seeing. And sometimes you can get too attached to it, and I was at the start because it's something I've invested
Mm,
so much time in. What do you mean with these trolling
mm.
comments? But I've managed to reach a point where I've got an amnesia about it. If I've uploaded a video, as soon as I hit upload, I'm done with that video. I'm moving on. Apart from engaging with people that are saying
Mhm.
stuff, commenting, feedback, all this kind of stuff. But in terms of that video, I'm done with it. We're
Yeah,
off to
yeah,
the
yeah. No,
next one.
it's a similar thing. And actually, we share that. We both. Somebody commented on a video of mine today, which I've not yet replied to. I tried to reply to all the comments, even the ones that really, to make no sense, the morons out there in the world. But somebody commented about they didn't realise that I was working full time. They thought I was just YouTubing a coach. But no, I work 70 hours a week, people. So, and this is the life we chose. So yeah, that's the way. But you got to take that. You
Absolutely.
bear that in mind. That's why we're not machines. Some days, and this is important. Some days we won't get it right. Some days we might respond to a comment and you
Mm,
might think, "Well, it's a bit harsh," or this and that. So always bear in mind that there is, and this is why I get again frustrated with other content creators, YouTubers who have a go at other channels or try and pick a fight with them and undermine what they're doing, or same, public people. You got to remember there's a human at the end of it, right?
correct.
And that
Correct.
person has feelings. Look, we're not here for a sob story, but and everybody deals with certain things in different ways, especially if somebody's a little bit different wired to you. They might deal with it
Yeah.
in a different way. So always be respectful of that. And again, yeah, we do make mistakes. We are human ourselves. Okay. Lee Jackson's asking for perfect shoe combo. He's got Super Blast 2, which Aubrey's a massive fan of. The Nova Blast 5. He wants to stick a shoe in there. I would personally go with a race day shoe for Lee. I know what race day shoe you're going to pick, and it'll probably be the same as me, which is the Pro 4, right?
Yeah, I think I don't know if you're trying to stay with the brand, the theme that you're listing out there, Lee. I don't know, but absolutely. Right now, honestly, my go-to shoe would be the Pro 4. But of all those shoes, I guess the one that kind of lends itself and plays in the same field as those, my favorite ASICS shoe of all time is the Gel Nimbus 25. I just love that shoe for what it is, but it looks like you've got stuff that already kind of plays in that space. Yeah, race day shoe. I wouldn't necessarily say the Meta Speed Edge or Sky. I find them to be a bit firm and maybe a bit too aggressive for my kind of running. But what they've done with the Light Strike Pro and the Pro 4s,
it's unreal, isn't it? It's beautiful.
Love it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Love
yeah, so that's what we would do. Greg, what's the longest run you'd recommend for a marathon race day shoe? Aubrey's done about 50,000 miles in his Pro 4s, so he's you're going to need another pair, bruv. You're going to have to ring up the Adidas people and tell them to send you another pair.
Do you know what's interesting? I've never done 100K review on a shoe before. The shoes that I do have that have gone over 100K was the Monster 2, Primex 2 Strong, and I'm on 93K on my Pro 4s because I'm a marathon.
Have you run marathons?
I told you I run a marathon. Yeah.
Interesting. So, he's cracking up. Again, I was interested. I was talking to one of my clients about the Pro 3, how many miles you can get on them. And like Andy Forrester's Dean channel, brilliant, because he takes shoes to that just absolutely ruins them. It's so good, his channel. So a big shout out to him. I've always said, in terms of race day shoe, if you're keeping a race day shoe aside, I always like to do 20 miles in them, whether that's cumulative or a 20-mile run or however you want to do it. I have taken shoes out of the box and run them in races. Some I've regretted, some I haven't. But I would try, usually for me, is about 20 miles. So do that as you will. Aubrey, you're getting a lot of love here. Different question, which I like. Aubrey, you're after Groot, who's your favorite Marvel character? Good shout.
You know what? Well done. Actually putting that as first. But the other one is Black Panther.
Nice. Okay, we've got some stuff coming up.
I guess for the people that are wondering why these questions, there you go. I'm in my son's room, and that is the Avengers wallpaper. And just love that. Yeah, has to be Black Panther. After Groot, though, because I collect Groot Funko Pops.
There we go. And that's why these podcasts and these live streams are so cool, to get to know the person better. Ian is dealing with a quad injury. Wish you better. How about this, Aubrey? Somebody from Cape Town tuning in. Would be great to see you both. There sounds like they're flying us to Cape Town. Did I read that right?
Yeah. Anton Carstens, I think, is sponsoring us to travel to Cape Town.
Just because me and Aubrey, I'll be 1A, he could be 1B. That'd be handy. Thank you very, very much.
Looking at how you've named yourself on this podcast.
Yeah, 100%. I'm jumping on this. Matthew from Sydney. I'm running my first half in March and Sydney Marathon in August. Would Saucony Speed 4 be okay? As I struggle with carbon shoes, looking for a sub 2 for the half and full. Absolutely. Yeah, Speed 4 is a good shout. Speed 5's on its way. Not a hell of a lot of difference. So if you want to buy yourself a new pair of shoes, then check that out. Sally's loving the channel. Sorry I'm late.
I love Sally. I absolutely love Sally.
Get your comments and questions in, people. This is your last shout, so we can make sure we answer them. Rob's just saying it's good to see both of us back on. Okay, that's big. Blimey, we're only here. Jesus, there's a lot of stuff to get through. It's your fault. Right. John E. I've not used Runner, but after watching Kafuzi's using it, looks a severe program. Glad I'm on Cooper. Okay, so there you go. It was there you go. So that's from them. Dave Turner. I've used both and had a coach. Personally, I think Cooper offers better value for money. I've done a marathon plan with it, and online coaches are awesome. Runner is for posh people. Again, these are not our comments, people. Again, Fletcher's giving it some love. If DT's back with Groot, how many do you have now?
A last count. I want to say 14. They're basically, you know how you do Metal Monday? If it's a Metal Monday worth noting, I get myself a Groot Funko Pop, so my son and I just collect them and keep them.
That's cool.
Absolutely.
Matt Nash is very disappointed that you absolutely slagged off the Super Blast 2. Oh, dude. Yes.
Oh, man. But you know, he's an example of what I just said. He's actually just a randomer that actually become a friend I've never met before. But I feel like he genuinely is my friend.
Guy. You mentioned Fletch already about the Pro 4s. Super Blast 2, some stuffs. Okay. What's this? I think this was actually a conversation they've been having amongst themselves, to be honest with us. We've been
That's what I like. I also like on these lives where people just pick up like with each other, just have random conversations.
It's just brilliant, isn't it? And so again, get your questions in. So, hi Chris. This is the collaboration I've always wanted to see. My two favorite running channels. That's awesome. Thank you both for your amazing content. Aubrey, hope to see you in Manchester in May.
What's happening in May?
I've not been invited, but then he's a big influencer. He gets invited to all this stuff. What's going on in Manchester in May, brother?
Yeah, please get back.
Let us know, because you've got the marathon the same weekend as London, but the boy's doing London. The half is in October, right? Because I ran that last year. Interested to know what that is. Okay, let's see what that is. What else we got here from Chris Smith? Aiming for a 4-hour PB at London this year. I've got an old pair of glycerins for basically when the weather's crap. Hyperion Max for 2 for everything else. I want a race shoe. Adidas Pro 4 or Alpha Fly 3. For me, I'd go Pro 4. What would you go? Alpha Fly 3 or Pro 4, bro? All day long.
Pro 4. I went with them Pro 4 every time. Oh, what? So somebody's come back on the comments saying
that's true. There's a great Manchester. There's the Great Run series now, thinking about it. Yeah, I think that Mick will know. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mick. I think that what.
Yeah, please let us know the date. Let me know the date.
We could blag an entry into that.
Hey, come on. I'll play my I know Chris
I was gonna say I know Aubrey. Yeah, there you go. It's the Great Run series. They're doing it. Right, okay.
Hey Chris, unofficially, can we do it?
Well, I'd like to, because somebody let me know the date, because I'll tell you what I've got in May. I've got some stuff in May, but let me know when it is. We'll see if we go up there. Cause absolute carnage. Okay. Nova Blast 5 was a bit soft for Fernanda. Sorry if I said that wrong. It gave hip pain. What would be similar in terms of fun, but a less soft and with a bit of arch support? I would say if you could send them back, get yourself the Glide Ride Max, is what I would say, because that's got the same foam in it, but it's also got the Flight Foam Blast foam in it. It's a dual foam setup. It's got a plastic plate in there as well, so it's stable. I think that's a better option. Anybody who struggles with the Nova Blast 5 but likes ASICS shoes, check out the Glide Ride Max. All right, that's a good shout. There. 18th.
Yeah, I'd say go Nova Blast.
Yeah, good shout. Get them cheap.
You should be able to get those. Yeah, you should be able to get it loads cheaper now, and it is slightly firmer than that. So if that works for you,
right? I'm just looking up this date here. Hang on.
I'm having a look.
I'm so popular. I'm having a look. What's going on? 18th. Am I influencing everywhere? Oh no, I can't. I've already been. I'm sorry. I've got a date. I'm doing the Hackney Half.
Fine.
It's the same weekend.
Sorry.
That means he is as well. That means he is as well. Sorry about that, chaps. We're in demand. You've got to remember, we are at the top of our game here. So this is where we're at. Okay. Mix thinks my secret Adidas shoe that I think is the best Adidas shoe you can buy is the Supernova Stride 2. You're wrong, Nick. Mick, you're wrong. It's not. Good question for you, Aubrey. Has anyone ran in the Newton or Topo shoes? I've run in Topo shoes. We've done some videos on them last year. Looking for a slightly cheaper brand than usual suspects in the running world. So have you tried these Newton or Topo shoes?
So Topo, I played my hey, listen, I'm a YouTuber.
How'd
I
that go?
played my cards. Yeah. So actually, really, really good. And that's one of the things, Chris, that maybe we can. I'm jumping the gun here about the running show, but that's the one thing that I'm really, really enjoying about some of these brands, that they're actually people. Some are truly metrics and all this kind of stuff. But I really like my engagement with the Topo guys. So they've said they're gonna send me the Atmos, because I think they kind of looked at my channel and saw that I'm a sucker for Max Cushion shoes, and that's their Max Cushion one. But to answer the question, I haven't ran in.
I could recommend Topo shoes if that's a light way you want to go. I say again, the guys there are great in terms of them as people, as humans, like we said earlier. Really nice guys and girls. So yes, definitely recommend them. If you're going to a national running show, I might be speaking out of turn. I think they're there. So definitely check their stand out. They were at the London Marathon Expo as well. I remember seeing them there. But anyway, I would recommend. I can't talk on Newton. It's not a shoe brand I've tried recently, so I can't comment on what they're up to. But I would. Oh, here he is. Now, do you remember I was telling you about my marathon runner who's going to break all records, and he runs in the most ridiculous, I would say almost borderline stupid shoes. He will happily run around in like in the firmest, hardest thing, but it just works for the speed that he works. And there he is. He's saying about the Adidas. He loves his Adi Star 3s. I think he won a race in a pair. Michael, correct me. He ran up this mountain thing and run back down it, and he beat everybody. And I swear he ran that in them. I might be wrong. He might kill me, but he just loves like the most bizarre shoes. I think he's brilliant. He's a top man. Shout out to him. Okay, so many questions to get through. Mick's going to be right again, by the way, Aubrey. Do you think we are sometimes too in love with shoes and equipment and don't concentrate enough to really train? Yes, I would say this 100% in terms of training. It doesn't matter how much you spend on a pair of shoes, right? They ain't going to replicate the work that you can do in the gym, spend that money in the gym or on a PT, on a strength conditioning coach or whatever. The results that will give you far outweigh the money spent on a pair of shoes. Agree, disagree, Aubrey? Yeah.
Fully. And I think we're to blame.
You mainly.
I'll take that, Chris. I'll take that. I think channels like mine, you sometimes get a bit carried away because one, you haven't spent anything. You're getting these things sent. Just the fact that someone has to pay for that puts you in a whole different mindset. And I think I needed to kind of have that refreshed a little bit. So one, I think running shoes, when you're a running lad, you like the tech of it, the way you speak about them. And if people are listening to you as some sort of authority, I don't want to call myself one, but some people take my opinion, that becomes the focus. I've got this shoe. Should I get that shoe? How about a rotation? And all this kind of stuff. And I think, yes, we have gotten to a point where we place too much emphasis on running tech, running things, as opposed to actually just
running. Funnily enough, talking about running tech, James is asking what running watch you're using or wearing.
Okay. Yeah. So this, you'll be able to see, is a Garmin Forerunner 265. And again, these are things that I think, for me, they enable seeing what the Cooper plan is telling me to do at that time. If it wasn't for that, honestly, I don't really care too much. But it is just trying to find something that enables you to do the running better. There are some that are like the Garmin Forerunner 965. You look at how much these watches are. I couldn't believe it. To be honest, I'm a donut for even buying this one. Yeah, is that you, Chris?
My bad. It is what it is. You got. Yeah, but again, like so again, somebody who's using Cooper, make sure you go over to fordyruns.com/Cooper. You can get 20% off and free trial. But the point is, and like my athletes that I coach.
Yeah. Wait! Don't cruise past that. So if you go to Cooper,
if you go to fordyruns.com/Cooper, you can get 20% off and a free trial. So make sure you do that. But my point is that the stuff that goes on to watch could be a game changer. We do it. The athletes that I coach in terms of my coaching side of things, the one-to-one coaching I do, we also use our own app as well. And it's a powerful tool. It is a powerful tool. But as you say, don't rely too much on the tech. Get yourself, into the gym and work on that stuff. I'm got 15,000 thoughts running through my head. Adam again from Thetford. Max long distance for marathon training, 30K. My first marathon. Yeah, I mean, what is your 30K? I mean, what does your plan say? It depends on it totally depends. If I'm doing a plan for a runner, it's their first marathon, it would be solely dependent on your experience, where you're at as a runner, and I base everything around the individual. That's the benefit of having a coach. So for me, it's a little bit trickier to answer that. There's arguments about going, over 20 miles or 32K or whatever that is, and that sort of thing, time on feet and the benefits and the negatives and the pitfalls and stuff like that. I don't know about you as a runner or your plan or anything like that. What's the Cooper got you running in terms of long run distance? Yeah, max distance. Have you looked yet? Have you not scared yourself?
No, I haven't gone that far. But what I like about it, maybe this is another thing that we should talk about.
Remember, Mick said 50 minutes.
I like.
Go on, carry on.
You know what? The good thing about us overrunning, I'm in my son's room, which means he gets extra time.
Oh, he's loving life. He's loving life.
You see, he's loving it. But I think my first long run was 40 minutes. Then it became 60. Then 1 hour and 10. This Sunday gone, I've just done 1 hour and 20. And I like that is my focus. Otherwise, you get caught up in the distance, you get caught up in paces and all this kind of stuff, which are all very important metrics. But I think you touched on a very good point. You can't just touch on an arbitrary number. You have to look at where you are. In my first training plan, I just needed to hit that distance. I didn't care what time, so you have to look at where you are personally. It's going to be a very personal thing. And I think it's important to have the right person to kind of.
I like the fact that Cooper's got you running to time on those long runs. I like that a lot. Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Instead of, as you say, putting that pressure on, you got to run 20 miles. Well, not necessarily. Like Wilco, who one of our co-hosts on the show, he's running the Hanson plan. Maximum he will run is 16 miles, but he's doing 6 runs a week. And he's capable. He's running, that'll be his 7th marathon he's run. So it's like everyone's different. So again, it's very much dependent on this. Oh, look, hello from Paris. Pretty awesome. We've been around the world here. What's going on here? Can Saucony Speed 4 shoes? Let's put this up. Can Saucony Speed 4 be shoes to train long distance daily intervals? I like light shoes. Yeah, absolutely. The good thing is with the Saucony Speed 4, I said it, I think, when they first come out, it is that one shoe that you can just have. It is that if you own, and realistically, most people, you only need one shoe, right? If you're into this running stuff, you only need one shoe. And the Saucony Speed 4 is so forgiving that it can do everything. Yeah, it's a little bit softer for those easier miles if you want to. The plate's TPU, so it's not full carbon, so it's not as aggressive. You've got the speed roll in it, so it's helping you. You've got a nice bouncy foam in there, so when you start stepping up in terms of paces, you can go on it. It's a bit lighter, nice upper, one of the best uppers out there. And the outsole's not too bad either, the XT900. So it is a great all-rounder. So if you can buy only one shoe, which I think most human beings can do in terms of affordability, then I think the Speed 4 is a good shout. Agree or disagree, Mr. Aubrey? Good boy.
I'm with you.
Andrew's loving his Nova Blast 5s, making slow and marathon pace fun. Yep, great shoe. Mr. Sandyford with his added stars. Oh, it's a good question, Mick. From Mick. Aubrey, are you going to be gracing the people? Are you going to be giving the fans what they want at the National Running Show in Birmingham?
Absolutely. I'm only going if we make a plan that
I've got to talk to you about that because I've got a plan. So we need to discuss that. I'm going Saturday. I've got some commitments that I've got to do. But I'd love for me and you to cause absolute carnage.
I'm there.
Look, you remember I said to you about the race? He ran them in a pair of Kiprans. He won it in a pair of Kiprans. I mean, honestly, it's just brilliant. I love that. And Mark's saying that he's only him and Michael that loved the added star. Great. What football team do you support, Aubrey? Somebody's asking.
So I'm not too big into it now, but when I was in secondary school, because I was trying to be cool, I saw a guy who played football with a raised up collar. His name was Eric Cantona. So I thought, hey, why not?
That was it.
And that was it. Man
Brilliant.
United.
Oh, by the way, Lee's come back. You've just cost him 220 quid. He's bought a pair of Pro 4s. I'll tell him to invoice you.
Yes.
Oh, look, we've gone full circle. Look, from the Netherlands. Hello from the Netherlands. There you go.
Oh, there you go.
Amsterdam
There you
Marathon.
go.
Are you going to go back and do the full one day?
Um, it depends. It depends. So I've never said this on my channel. I was supposed to do the full, but they asked at the time the activation was the Wave
Yep.
Rebellion Pro. I can't run in that shoe for a full marathon. So I told them, if you want me to run in it, I'll run in the Neo Vista. But I think the
Makes
spotlight
sense.
was that shoe. And so I then downgraded it to a half because I then gave my review of the Pro 4 and gave it my honest opinion that it's not meant for someone like
I'm
me.
not a big fan. Two legends, one platform. Thank you, David. Yeah, what are your thoughts on the endorphin trainer that's coming our way?
Yeah, I think that's gonna be to be honest, any shoe to me that's gonna appeal to, I guess, my avatar of a character who I imagine who I'm speaking to when I do these videos. That's a shoe that's gonna play into it. One shoe that I think is gonna be exciting. I don't like the price, I'll be honest. On Running have done a marathon racer shoe for your slower runner that's going to be running at that 4:30, 5 hours. I'm excited. I like the idea. I like the thought. But yeah, I'm excited about the trainer because I think it speaks to my
Okay,
kind
yeah,
of
I'm a big fan. Was a big fan of the Kinvara Pro. I think it was a stable shoe that people who may be mildly pronated could get into some of that super foam technology, but still with a stable ride. 3/4 plate, I think, worked for people. One of my clients ran Manchester in it. Really enjoyed it. It's a great shoe. I love the Incredible Run foam that's in the Saucony Elite 2. I think the name is useless and it's just a joke. But I love the foam. So I'm hopeful what they've done to that shoe. I think that could be a really good hit. We'll have to see. Saucony a bit of a funny place at the moment. They need to sort out they need to up their game in terms of marketing. They're trying to go after the younger person. I just they've got some good products. I think they need to get it to us so we can get it out there in terms of the audience. Listen to this, Aubrey. Here we go. Philippines is now watching with somebody in the Philippines. That's nuts. Oh, and Austria. It's like we're global hits, mate. We could do a world tour. Greeting from Austria. I started order the Saucony Speed 2. Hope it is as epic and speedy as everyone says. I think you're going to like the Saucony Speed 2. Incredible run. Banger name, yeah. So there we go, mate. We made it through 57 minutes. Mick's going to be losing his mind that we were on this long. Okay. I don't think I've ever, and give you kudos, I don't think I've ever done this length of time on a Monday. So well done to you. Because I should be watching Landman, the final episode. So well done to you.
We're trying to get into traitors.
Okay, no.
So trying to get into that.
I'm stuck in the Wild West. That's my roots, and that's where I'm at. I'm just an old cowboy at heart. That's the way we roll. I just want to take this opportunity and give a massive thank you to Aubrey for giving up his Monday night. I also want to give a big shout out to every single person that's tuned in live tonight and watched this, answered questions, been respectful and been committed and engaging in what we're doing here. Thank you very much. Genuinely, we both really appreciate it. We love hanging out with you guys. So thank you very much for joining us tonight. We genuinely appreciate it. I can't do this show without the live audience, and having Aubrey on as a guest is an absolute dream. We are going to be causing complete and utter chaos at the National Running Show. Oh, look, there he is. The boss is in. Gordon Ramsay's here. Come on, Gordon. Let's go. Is this the real Aubrey? Is this real Aubrey? Now, apparently, you're the smart editor who does all the videos. All this that Aubrey does it because he loves doing it. Apparently, you're the videographer. You're the editor. Is that right? It's true. And does he pay you for it? You need to sort that out.
Don't even have an allowance.
You need to get some money out of the old man for all this work you're doing. All right. And I like your bedroom. I think that looks pretty
Thank
wicked.
you.
Give me one.
I think that. I just said, by the way, I've just agreed a contract with him. You've got to pay him now for all the work he does for you, because he does all the work. But I was just complimenting on his wall as well. It looks how good it looks, because big fans of Marvel in this house as well. So good lad, well done. Are you going to be at the National Running Show? Not you, Aubrey. Are you going to be at the National Running Show?
When is that?
It could be influencing somewhere. You don't know. This is the problem.
Yeah, well, it's up to you.
I can't hear what he's saying now. Anyway, right, we better go, because that young man's got to go to bed. So we've got to leave it all there, right? But again, big love to you, brother. I'll see.
Hey, Chris, man, thank you very much. Always a
love
pleasure.
Oh, are you doing winter 10K, by the way?
Do you know what? I haven't confirmed anything. I need to. Places. Do you know what? I'm getting a bit snobby. I think I should just go out there and book it, thinking some brand's just going to take me there. Let me just book it.
Just book your stuff. Honestly, the best thing you can do when this sort of what I've learned, and it's lovely being invited to these places. And like as I said to you, I'm really lucky. Yeah. Hackney Half and Socky 10K, all this stuff. It's beautiful. I love it, right? But there's nothing nicer than booking a local event, right? Yourself, just rocking up, doing your thing, and just you know what I mean. And I love that. I love that without all that. Shit goes. I don't know who's got a still in his ear, but all that goes with it. You just rock up, run your race, enjoy what you're doing. You know what I mean, and that sort of stuff. So there's a lot to be said for that.
Might be the plan.
But anyway, I thank you very much, everybody who's tuned in live. Again, I'm trying to find out where the outro is because I've lost it. My bad. But we shall see you all. We're not live on Friday. We've done a pre-record. Listen to the pre-record on Friday. Anybody about coaching? I've recorded a podcast with 2 of my clients. Really interesting about how coaching works and that sort of thing. Could be really interesting to some of you, especially on the conversation we've had tonight. But yes, that's it from me and Aubrey. We shall see you later.